Hi everyone. A bunch of people asked me questions about how to do progress reports in Edsby, so I'm going to show you how I do it. I have a few marks in my grade book already. Some of you don't and are entering your marks at first, so I'm going to show you how you might want to do that. And so the idea here is how to publish our day 20 progress reports. I can show you how to do it electronically so that students and parents can see it in the app and on the website, but also how you can print it. Okay, so I'm in a grade book and I'm going to show you how I'm going to go about getting this ready to give a progress report to my students. Now you see here that I've entered 4 tasks right here, right? So I've entered them. Some students have zeros. I've excused some students. So let's say Zillan didn't do this and it was entered as an I, but then after talking to the student, I realized there was an issue, or it's really driving down its percentage, and I don't think that's reflective of it. I can go here and excuse it. You know what I mean? Or I could maybe the student is going to hand it in next week, and I don't want it to bring the mark down for the report as of now. So I can actually click no status flag here. I could just delete it. Okay. So the first step is to actually edit your marks so they're ready to be presented. There's a very difference between a student who's never going to do this, who decided they would prefer this mark, or a student that's going to hand it in it's just a couple days late. So you have to go through here and work on these. Now, I've got my percentages here. The only other thing I'll say is some of you may not have marks yet. Some teachers have told me, you know, I don't have any marks in there. I just want to give an overall. So if you don't have any of these, you can actually go add assessment, go to report, and make an assignment entry called progress day 20, right? And we'll say it's assessment of learning. We'll just say 4 level, and we'll give it a weight. So this is a progress of day 20. So I can say, you know, Felix is doing quite well, level 4. Cillian and Claudia are performing at standard. Matilda's a little bit above that. And so I may go through here and populate these. Okay, and what this is not an individual mark, this is an overall mark of how the students have been performing to date in the class. And I can hit the share button and share that. Okay, I'm not doing that. I do have individual items in my grade book, so I'm going to delete this. But either way, I'm going to hit the delete button. So now the assumption is we have some marks in our grade book. We have percentages here. How do we share those with our parents? First off, we can just hit the share button on the individual items here when they're ready. So they're usually not blue by default, and when I'm ready for parents to see this, I hit this, and they're all shared. Now my parents can see them. Okay, that's the individual. They can't see the overall mark. Okay, and usually on day 20 we want to share an overall mark as a level. So let's do that. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go gradebook setup. Okay, gradebook setup, and if you see here, I'm sharing my overall marks as an average, shown as a percent, and students and parents cannot see it, right? If I want students and parents to see it, I can do that. But I don't want them to see the percent. Because if I see the percent, then they'll say, why do I have a 76 and not a 78? Instead, what I want to do is I want to make another overall. I still want it to be average, but I want to share it as a 4 level. Okay? So what this means is I will see the percent, they will see the 4 level. And if I hit save and I go back to my grade book, you'll see that I have the levels here and the percents here, but only I can see the level. Okay. Now, what else do I want to check? I may want to check the weighting of my assignments. If I go edit weighting, we'll see that they're all in a bucket called everything else. I have a safety check worth 5. I have 2 projects worth 10. I might say to myself, you know what, that safety check wasn't really for marks. It was for them to get started on the unit. So I don't want it to be for marks. If I want something to be assessment for learning, or formative, not summative, I can go back to the gradebook, I can click on the assignment and click edit, and I can switch it to assessment for learning. And that way it will not inform the mark. And see, all the marks just changed. And when I go to edit weighting, I can see now that the two projects are worth 50%. And I might also say, you know what, project 2 was more important than project 1. I'm going to make it 7. Let's say 7. Okay, I can change the weightings right in here. It's really convenient, and hit save. Okay, and there we go. Now, I've shared these with my parents. If I just want to do electronically, I can go up here, I can go return to class, and I could say, hi everyone, I shared marks in Edsby for your day 20 progress report, right? And now parents who have access to the app can share it right in here. It'll be under my work. There'll be a button here that says my work, and they'll see your mark and how they've done on individual items that you've shared. I may want to print it, and there's actually 2 progress reports we can print. There's the old one, view progress reports here. Okay. And it usually comes with a graph, but I don't find the graph particularly useful when there's only 3 or 4 items, so I'll turn that off. And you'll see here when I print this off, it shows the average, and it shows how they did on individual items, and I can just hit print. Okay, and that's it. If you have any questions, come see me. I'm usually available during lunch at Hammersholt, or you can email me, Gino_Russo at lakeheadschools.ca. Thank you.